Good morning. Thank you for joining us. On this Veterans Day, we come together to pay tribute to the men and women who have served our country with bravery, selflessness, and an unwavering commitment to freedom. Today, we recognize not only those who have returned home, but also those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for the liberties we hold dear. To our veterans present who are with us today, we thank you for your service. You are the embodiment of courage, and we are forever indebted to your sacrifices and the enduring strength that you have shown. You have dedicated your lives to something greater than yourselves, and because of that, we are able to live freely. Let us also remember the families and loved ones who have supported our veterans, those who have given strength, love, and resilience to those who served. We recognize the sacrifice they too have made in service to our country. Today, we join in gratitude and respect, celebrating the values of loyalty, courage, and unity that our veterans exemplify. Let this day serve as a reminder of our responsibility to honor their legacy, not just today, but every day. Thank you all for being here. May this Veterans Day ceremony be a meaningful tribute to our heroes.
Screen door cracked, ball game on. Man on the porch singing baritone. Tan line leads to that gentle place between a collarbone and a stone cold face. Dock-hand boys all say goodbye to the women that they swear are gonna be their wives. They'll be gone by the winter time, and they don't wanna bother with no friend of mine. We're hot American nights, shake your body dry on a coastline. We're hot American nights. We snuck our forks to the shore and drank a bottle bone dry. We snuck our forks to the shore and drank a bottle bone dry. Davey got back from his first tour. He ain't the same boy that he was before. 20's too young to nearly die. American boys are a friend of mine. Delco Danny cut a deal with a dealer that he met out at the Rivers Casino.
The posting of the colors is the respected and solemn ceremony that symbolizes the respect for the nation and the flag. This tradition involves the Scouts presenting and raising the American flag with dignity and precision. Please give a warm welcome to the Scouts of America, Troops 532 and 561.
now all remain standing. Uh-oh, veterans, I'm having trouble with this mic. Assume an attitude of reflection. You hear me now? Okay, let me still going in and out. Anyway, please assume an attitude of reflection, patriotism, and loyalty. Sing. You may join in and sing with me if you choose, as we honor our nation. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so light's last gleaming stripes and bright stars, the perilous white we so gallantly rocket. That was way better than I could ever do it. Way better.
Okay. We now invite you to join us in a musical tribute to our nation. God bless America. This beloved song has long served as a beacon of unity, strength, and hope for Americans. It reminds us of the beauty of our land and the freedoms we hold dear. Please enjoy the special performance by the Lake Central Wind Ensemble and Concert Choir. Thank you, Youth Ensemble and Concert Choir.
We now turn our attention to solemn and meaningful tradition.
The folding of the American flag. Each fold represents the principles of that our nation was built upon, and the ceremony honors the men and women who have served under this flag with courage and dedication. As the Scouts of America, Troops 532 and 561, along with Mr. Matt Berry and Mr. Bruce Spagnola, carefully fold our flag, please reflect on the sacrifices and values it represents.
Good morning, everyone. The adult leaders of Troop 532 and St. It's our privilege to honor the we're remembering. By conducting flag. Flag etiquette dictates that every time the American flag is to be stored or presented during a ceremony, its handlers should fold it in half, twice, lengthwise. Then, starting with the end opposite the blue field of stars, make a taut triangular fold. Handlers continue to fold the flag in triangles until the flag has formed a triangular pillow with the blue field showing on the outside. It's a dignified way to treat the flag and gives a powerful touch to patriotic ceremonies. This 13-fold procedure was common long before the more modern assigned meanings. The source and date of origin of the meanings is unknown, but for those who participate or witness a formal flag folding ceremony, whether it be on Flag Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Veterans Day, or at a military funeral, the 13 meanings provide additional opportunities to reflect. This is what the 13 folds mean. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold signifies our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and tribute of the veteran departing our ranks and who gave a portion of his or her life for the defense of our country to attain peace. The fourth fold exemplifies nature as citizens, trusting in God. It is to Him who we turn for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is an acknowledgement of our country, for in the words of the Creator, dealing with other countries may seem right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death that we might see the light of day, and to honor our mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is an honor to womanhood, for it has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of men and women who have made this country great have been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for He too has given His sons and daughters for the defense of our country since he or she was first born. The 11th fold, in the eyes of Hebrew citizens, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies, in their eyes, God the Father, the Son, and Holy Ghost. The last fold, when the flag is completely folded and stars are uppermost, reminding us of our nation motto, "In God we trust."
Our special guest of honor today is Joe Bommersback. Joe was born March 14th, 1924. He will be 101 years old this coming March. Joe enlisted in the Navy on January 10th, 1943, 1 year after graduating high school at Hammond High. He was assigned to take U.S. Marines on the beach assault to the islands of Bloody Tarawa. He was an engineer on landing craft vehicle personnel and Higgins boat Mom 2 Charlie. After Tarawa, he was assigned to bring Marines onto the beaches of Saipan and Subic Bay in the Philippines. Joe would like to say a few words for you here today.
I'm going to have to sit.
You want to sit? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
On behalf of all the veterans assembled here, we give our thanks and appreciation to the committee members who made these arrangements, to Tom Clark, and to the administrators of Lake Central High School for their leadership and participation, and to the students of Lake Central High School for an outstanding gift of attendance at this memorial, which honors veterans who served their countries, especially those who gave their lives. It is with a great deal of pleasure and appreciation that I see all the students of Lake Central honoring the veterans. These students are the future leaders of our country. It is only with a strong nation that America will remain land of the free and the preservation of our freedoms. This memorial service serves as a role model for other schools to follow. Lastly, to give the students of Lake Central, we give our applause and for a great job. You make us all proud. In conclusion, God bless you and God bless America.
Veterans in attendance today. Attention to orders.
Good morning, students of Lake Central. I was a teacher here for 40 years. And I can't begin to thank the veterans that are here today for what they've given so that we could have something like this. And there's two people in particular that I'd really like to honor, Mrs. Novak and Joe Stanish, Mr. Joe Stanish. Now, the reason why I'm here, this is very special to me. Over the years of teaching here, I found the students of this school were very interested in those that have given their lives and those that didn't, that fought for this country. And this is very special. We have a family here today of a guy named William Craig Jarvis. He was a World War II veteran. He was born in 1925 in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. His son is with us today. His son's wife is with us, and 7 of his grandchildren went to this school. During World War II, after getting out of high school, he immediately enlisted in the military. This is 1944. And went through training and then was sent to France. Because I don't know if you know this, in December of 1944, America was getting its butt kicked in a thing called the Battle of the Bulge. And we were desperate for soldiers. And he was sent over there, and he served in combat for 4 months. And now this is honorable, this is so awesome. He didn't even know this. 80 years later, he received the Bronze Star, the nation's 4th highest award. And due to students in this school and hard work, we found this out. And he is here today, and his son is here today, and we would like to present him. This is just one of numerous awards that he received, but the Bronze Star is the nation's 4th highest award, and the government has finally given it up or sent it out after 80 years. Mr. Jarvis, would you please come forward?
Thank you, everyone that's in attendance. These are my children. My son, or my father, would be so proud to receive this. He'd get the accolades. He was seriously hurt over in Europe and came back almost 100% disabled. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In closing, he would be so proud of his grandchildren because they worked on a project to help veterans. They spent hours and hours and honored veterans. And that's why, I'll tell you what, 40 years of teaching here, I was very blessed by people like yourselves. Thank you.
To give the opening remarks to our Veterans Day ceremony is Principal Miss Erin Novak.
Good morning, and welcome to the Lake Central High School 2024 Veterans Day ceremony. It is truly an honor and humbling experience to stand before the hundreds of veterans of our great community who join us here today. On behalf of the Lake Central High School community, I would like to thank all of the veterans for attending, especially our Gold Star members and their families, whose family members have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. If we can give them a round of applause for their sacrifice. I have some exciting news to share with our entire community. Each year, the Indiana Department of Education announces the names of schools who are recipients of the Purple Star Award. The schools that win this award have displayed a significant commitment to service members, veterans, students, and families connected to our nation's military. The Purple Star School designation is valid for a 3-year time period and symbolizes that these schools have a dedicated liaison for military families, a public military webpage dedicated to the resources for military families, and will guarantee a job interview for military service members and their immediate family members who meet the minimum qualifications for job openings within the school. I am beyond honored to share that Lake Central High School received notification last week that we are the recipient of the 2024 Purple Star Award. Thank you to all of our staff members, especially Mr. Joe Stanish, Mrs. Ashley Klein, and Mrs. Megan Grayman, who helped gather all of our application materials to submit to the state. Lake Central High School will always be honored to help our military families find a home at LC, and we will always be ready to welcome our service members back home to LC. I see Mrs. Schweitzer up here with tears in her eyes, and it's contagious. Today we gather to say thank you to our veteran family members who answered the call of their country and served with bravery. The men and women we honor today made sacrifices in their own lives to fight for our country and our freedoms. Let us never forget the sacrifices our hometown heroes have made for us to live the lives we live today. Our country and our community is filled with many freedoms today because of the people in this room. Many of Lake Central's closest relatives and friends join us today to be honored for their bravery and their sacrifice. President Ronald Reagan once said, "The price of freedom may be high, but never so costly as the loss of freedom." To our veterans, thank you for not only your bravery in difficult times, but for the millions of ways your service has impacted your lives and families as you fought for our freedoms. As President John F. Kennedy once said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Lake Central students and staff, as we proudly thank the veterans today, let us remember the best way to show our gratitude is to contribute to our country for which they fought. The greatest gift we can give our veterans is a better America. Again, thank you to all of our veterans for being here today. Welcome to Lake Central, and please enjoy our program in honor of you. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for gathering with us today as we honor our veterans and remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Today, I want to take a moment to recognize a group of people who carry a unique and profound burden of sacrifice, our Gold Star families. To the Gold Star families with us today, I want to say that we see you, we honor you, and we are deeply grateful for your strength. You have endured a loss that words cannot fully capture. A loved one, a son, daughter, spouse, sibling, or parent who gave their life in defense of our freedom. Your sacrifice is etched into the heart of our nation, and we recognize that you, too, serve our country in a way that is both heartbreaking and heroic. On this Veterans Day, we stand beside you in remembrance. We honor the courage and commitment your loved ones, and we honor you, the families who carry their legacy forward. Your strength, resilience, and love for this country inspire us all, and we are eternally grateful for what you have given. Today, as we reflect on the cost of freedom, let us hold in our hearts the memories of those who are no longer with us and the families they left behind. May we commit ourselves to always remember them, to uphold the values they fought to protect, and to support you, the Gold Star families, with the respect and gratitude you so greatly deserve. Thank you for being here with us today, and thank you for your enduring strength and sacrifice. Please help me give a warm welcome to the families of Albert Sedlasek, William Schweitzer, Dana Rich, and Daryl Grotehouse. Thank you. I didn't want to make eye contact with you. As we continue our ceremony today, we now turn to a moment of great reverence and honor. We are about to recognize the flags of each branch of the United States Armed Forces, symbols of service, sacrifice, and dedication. I am honored to welcome Mr. Marty Zigowitz and Mrs. Roseanne Zigowitz as they begin this important part of our ceremony.
Happy Veterans Day! Well, we have some great students here today. And I will first call on Brian Daly, Army flag. Mile Stojakovic, Marine Corps. Jocelyn Dunkerley, Navy. Brian Lavoie, Air Force. Elizabeth Conroy, Coast Guard. And the Space Force by Chris Wilson. All right, students, you are dismissed. Oh, wait a minute. Don't mind me. There's a medley going on. Okay, medley, do your thing.
Right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's hard. Two, three, four, 5, 2, 3, 4. Wherever you go, you always know the army goes rolling along. Halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
right, flag bearers, you did a wonderful job. You're dismissed now. Let's give them a hand. Hey, anybody out there know what the Space Force does? Yeah, you laugh, but they do something. You know what? You're carrying it with you all the time. They monitor this. They don't tell you that, but they do. They also monitor all the GPS in the whole United States. So, if you're thinking of getting by with something, don't try it. Okay, let's do something different. You know, these veterans that are here, the only reason you guys are sitting up there is because of them. Let's give them a hand again. All right. I do have my lovely wife here today. She's the she's the past state president of the American Legion Auxiliary. And I'm the past state commander of the American Legion. We are the largest veterans organization in the world. And just for you guys and gals out there, I want to remind you, you probably don't even know it, but the American Legion Veteran Service Officers nationwide has provided $21 billion to all the disabled vets that have applied. It's amazing. Well, with that being said, the POW Remembrance Service has been done for a number of years by myself. It's something that I ask each and every one that may have a person that is missing in action, a possible POW, please submit your DNA to the Defense Department so they might be able to put together from the remains of someone that is found to get that information back to the families. Thank you. Now, those who have served and those currently serving in the uniformed services of the United States are ever mindful that the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted by the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are others who have endured and may still be enduring the agonies of pain, deprivation, and imprisonment. Before we begin, or during our activities today, let's pause to remember our POWs and MIAs. We call your attention to this small table, which occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to as POWs and MIAs. We call them comrades. They are unable to be with their loved ones today, and we join together to pay humble tribute to them and to bear witness to their continued absence. The table is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her suppressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to our country's call to arms. The single rose in the vase signifies the blood they may have shed and sacrificed to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. This rose also reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep faith while awaiting their return. The red ribbon in the vase also represents an unyielding determination for a proper accounting of our comrades who are not among us today. A slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the countless fallen tears of their families as they await. The glass is inverted, and they cannot toast with us today. The chair is empty. They are not here. The candle is reminiscent of the light of hope, which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captors, to the open arms of a grateful nation. The American flag reminds us that many of them may never return and have paid the supreme sacrifice to ensure our freedom. Let us pray to the Supreme Commander that all of our comrades will soon be back within our ranks. Let us remember and never forget their sacrifice. May God forever watch over them and protect their families. For the most part, the latest statistics on the POWs and MIAs, we have 4,455 that are missing from World War I. World War II, 72,137. We're still waiting. Korea, 7,486. Republic of Vietnam, 1,578. The Cold War, 126. From Afghanistan and those beyond, they are a total of 6. One thing I'd like to remind you, Veterans Day isn't just a day for veterans. It's a day for all Americans. It's a day to remember why they were fighting, and a day for us to begin our journey of protecting our freedom and the freedoms of many future generations. I thank you very much. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you got to put up with me for a second time. One thing, there's a group of veterans with us today that went to this school and our old high school, which is now Kaler. And they went to Vietnam. And I would like them to stand up and be recognized. The ones that went to the school, Lake Central High School, and went to Kaler, or were at Kaler, the old high school, Dyer Central. Please stand. Thank you. Now, thank you, veterans. And if you students think about it, many of your fathers, your grandfathers, your great-grandfathers, and grandmothers, and great-grandmothers, and mothers were veterans. And I know this. My daughter, who went here, she's in the Army right now. She's in the Indiana National Guard. And you guys, this is just not about these glorious veterans here today, Veterans Day. It's about all of you, too. All of you and your ancestors that served this country, that went out and served this country. Now, you guys are in for a very special surprise. We have with us today, our guest keynote speaker is Pat O'Donnell. I don't think I need to say anything else. All I know is I call him the veteran of all veterans, Pat O'Donnell.
Good morning, Lake Central High School. Today, we honor all our veterans who have selfishly placed their lives on the line for your freedom. Now, these men and women were ordinary people until they heard the call of duty and answered it. They left their families, their homes, and their lives, not for recognition or fame or even the honor we bestow upon them today. They fought to protect our country, to maintain our way of life. They fought to defeat communism, fascism, imperialism, to liberate the oppressed, and to keep the peace during the Cold War. Our veterans have accomplished remarkable things throughout our history, and they couldn't have accomplished any of those things without the support and sacrifice of their families. Today, and in the years past, military families have endured long separations from their loved ones. Children grow up without their parents. Families take on more household responsibilities and often have to make difficult career and educational choices due to the absence of a loved one serving. As we honor our veterans and remember their great deeds, let us also keep in our thoughts and prayers the fallen. The missing, our MIAs, and those who are currently serving in harm's way, we pray for all of them. The war on terrorism has helped us all realize how truly unique the American way of life is. The freedom we enjoy is extremely special. The freedom to speak without fear. to worship any God we choose, to pursue our dreams. These incredible gifts are why we must defend them. So now is the time to not only honor those who have fought or are fighting for our freedom, it is also the time for each of us to take part in protecting it. The defense of freedom is not just for those in the military. Each one of us shares the duty and that responsibility to keep our freedoms. We don't have to join the Army, Marines, Coast Guard, the Navy, or the Air Force, or the Space Force to actively defend our way of life. We can our freedom simply by maintaining it here in America. If we want to preserve our freedoms, we must put them into action. When you get old, 18 and over, go and vote. Speak out against injustices. We must also ensure that every single one of us feels the benefits of freedom in the United States. Now, a lot of you students, you can do that by volunteering, by becoming active in your communities, or by teaching your children's children what really means to be an American. Now, Monday is Veterans Day, and it's really a day for all Americans. It is a day to remember why our veterans fought for us, sacrificed for us, and a day for each of us to recognize our responsibility of protecting our freedoms and the freedoms of many future generations. Now, we have a lot of veterans out here today. God bless you all our veterans who've defended this country and has paid, some of them that we still remember to this day, paid the ultimate sacrifices. I remember when it was my time to go to war. I was a soldier, a paratrooper, and I went to Vietnam in 1967. I remember the smells still today of that war zone. I remember the children that were crying. I remember the hardships that were endured by other soldiers and the decisions that have to be made in combat. But if the United States government said, you have to go fight for your freedoms again, I would go. Our veterans have borne the cost of America's wars, and we can offer them no better tribute than to protect what they have won for us. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek and receive and impart information and ideas through any media, regardless of the frontiers. That is freedom. Now, I want everybody to remember this. As you younger generations move out into the future world, some of you are going to become soldiers. Some may join the Marines. Some may join the Air Force. Some may join the Army. Some may join the Navy. And some of you will be in outer space, in the Space Force. It's a new modern war that's happening now. But I want all of you to know, be very vigilant. Do not let your freedom slip away. Keep a vigilant eye on what's going on in your own country and make sure you defend those freedoms to the dying breath. Now, I know many of you here today have family members. And you students, when I say the name of the military organization, I want you to raise your hand if you have a family member, grandfather, father. United States Navy. And I want you to sound off. U.S. Marines. United States Army. United States Navy. Space Force. In closing, I want to thank you again to the veterans of the United States military, our veterans here. And without the families, veterans could not make it. But I'd like to say one thing. Somebody once asked me, why do you guys charged up the hills? Because we loved what was behind us, the United States of America. We have the greatest country in the world, and we're going to make sure it stays that way because of our veterans, our military, and don't forget, the police and the fire department, they go through some of the same things that military veterans do, PTSD. Don't forget them. And in closing, I would like to say to all you students, as you go out into the future, make sure you're very vigilant on what's going on in the world. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mr. O'Donnell. I would now like to switch over to the playing of Mansions of the Lord. Mansions of the Lord is a deeply moving piece, often performed to honor the fallen, and has become a widely recognized tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. I would love to give a warm welcome to our very own Lake Central Concert Choir and Wind Ensemble in its playing.
On September 13th, 2024, the National World War I Memorial in Washington, D.C. was finally completed and dedicated to honor 116,750 members of our armed forces who lost their lives in World War I. The memorial's purpose is to honor and remember our veterans daily. This led to the decision to play taps at the World War I Memorial every night at 5 o'clock, rain or shine, or whatever it might be, for the rest of time. The volunteers who sound taps include active duty and retired service members. It is the only national memorial in the United States that does this remembrance service. We are sounding taps today in honor of all our departed service members. Our bugler today is Ryan Stapler. Audience, please rise. Veterans, hand salute. Bugler, please sound taps.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Mr. Smith, as well. I just want to say thank you. My name is Joe Stanish. I'm the assistant principal here. This wouldn't have been possible without our committee. They did a phenomenal job putting this together, tirelessly working. We had probably 6 to 8 meetings over the last probably 3 months. I hope you guys enjoyed it as veterans. And I hope the student body enjoyed seeing this and being a part of this special day. I just want to say thank you to all of you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. And I will hand it over to Alex Magaha for the closing remarks. Thank you, everyone.
As we come to the close of today's ceremony, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us to honor and remember our veterans. Today has been a powerful reminder of the bravery, sacrifice, and dedication that have shaped our nation. We have paid tribute to those who have served, and we have renewed our commitment to uphold the freedoms that they have fought for our protection. To our veterans, we extend our deepest gratitude. Your service and sacrifice will never be forgotten, and our respect for you is boundless. May we carry the spirit of today forward, always remembering the values that unite us and we draw from one another. Now, as we retire the colors, and as we bid farewell to our nation with the respect and honor it deserves, let this moment serve as a final to all who have served and a reminder of our ongoing commitment and to each other. Thank you, and may we continue to honor our veterans today and every day.
this concludes our ceremony. Veterans, if you can remain down here on the bottom floor. Students, please, you are dismissed back to your PTE